My name is Barry Thomas, and welcome to Live Well with Barry. This show is about improving your life mentally, physically, and spiritually. Over the next couple of weeks, we'll be having some great guests sharing their wonderful experiences with you, and hopefully you can take the information and use it to make your life better. Hello, my name is Barry, and welcome to Live Well with Barry. On this week's show, we have the highly acclaimed Joyce Treasure. What a wonderful name. Apparently, I'm lucky to have her. So, tell me, your journey from start to finish.
Oh, good God.
I hope we've got enough time.
From start to finish?
From start to finish.
Oh, no. Okay, well, I was born in the West Midlands, Stourbridge.
Hence the accent.
Yeah, all right. And I moved to London when I was 19.
Right.
And spent a large proportion of my time doing kind of whatever jobs paid.
Right.
You know, like waitering and waitressing, cocktail waitress.
But obviously none of those were your passion.
No.
So your passion was always?
Art. So I started working creatively when I was about 21-ish, maybe 20.
Right.
And I worked for a company over in Hammersmith making art deco lamps.
Okay.
Out of resin.
Replica stuff.
Yeah, replicas. And we used to also make these plaster of Paris huge black polish, shoe polish boys.
Right.
Like life size.
Okay, yeah.
That was pretty.
What you mean.
That was pretty.
Dire.
Yeah. It's pretty weird.
To coin a phrase.
So I did that first. And then I started up a jewellery business a short time after that. Okay. I did jewellery training.
Making the jewellery or?
Well, I did training first, obviously, and decided to do silversmithing.
All right.
And I was going to start up with a girlfriend, and that didn't happen. So I ended up starting up with my boyfriend at the time, and we set up a company called Black Treasure.
Oh, nice.
And that ran in total for 12 years. And in between, I went independent.
Right.
So I just became Joyce Treasure instead of Black Treasure. Because it was actually a mix. Rather than it being a cultural title, it was actually a mix of my partner's surname and my surname.
Black Treasure.
He was Blackwell, and I'm Treasure.
Oh, right.
So we
Black Treasure.
cut off the well and called it Black Treasure, and we used to make kind of earrings that were of like masks, African masks and things like that.
But it was you actually making it, producing it.
I did most of the design work, and my partner at the time did some of the design work and did most of the making with me. Right. So we did that for...
So when and how did you make the transition from the jewellery to the fine artist you are today?
I then did a writing course.
Okay.
And I thought
creative writing
right. For theatre. And I thought it was for theatre. It was actually for media.
Oh, right.
Which I didn't discover until we were actually starting to do the course. And I did that. And then I ended up teaching filmmaking, because that kind of just stumbled into something that I hadn't planned to do, really. And I did that for about 6 or 7 years. And towards the end of that, I was thinking, just a minute, I want to do my creative artwork. If I don't do it, it's going to be I'm never going to do it. I'm just going to be at the end of my life and go, oh, it was just something I wanted to do. And so I just thought I need to start doing this, and I planned to move from the area I was living at the time, which was Ladbroke Grove, to southeast London, so I could kind of, take care of my overheads. And so I then became a artist in 2000 and, oh good gosh, maybe around about 2010.
So this is the nitty-gritty bit that I want to get to, the artist bit. 2010 is when you started.
Yeah.
With painting,
with
fine
painting.
art.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And did you find any helpful things in your journey to bring you to that place, or did you find more obstacles than assistance? Like some people talk about serendipity, where things just happen, fall in place, and it meant I was meant to do this, and that came in right at the right time. Did you find anything like that, or did you find you had quite a few obstacles to climb?
No, it did. I mean, things did kind of happen serendipitously. Yeah.
That's a word.
And that was serendipitous. And I kind of, that helped me to go, yeah, you're on the right track. So a friend of mine gave me a load of artwork, art books. Another friend gave me some paintings. Another friend gave me a load of art magazines.
Right.
All at the same time. I bumped into someone that in the area that I live in now, in Sydenham, and there was someone running an arts festival, and they said, Joyce, why don't you do, because they knew I was a filmmaker, and they knew I was creative, and they knew I'd done, a number of creative things.
You seem to be all-round creative. Writing, creative writing, filmmaking, jewelry making, and now the fine art that you do.
Yeah. So the gentleman that invited me to do open studios in Sydenham, I was like, well, I haven't really got any artwork. And he said, that's okay, just make some. And I was like, oh, right, okay, yeah, you're right.
That's it. That's how you get something. You make it.
you make it.
And it's only the fear that stops you from doing things, or the worry that prevents you from doing things.
Yeah.
But, as you said, just make it.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to have it.
And just having that push of someone saying, it's... You've got until, I can't remember what the deadline was at the time. I think it wasn't very long. The window to make some work was very short.
Right. And how many pieces did you make in that time?
I made about 7 pieces.
Wow.
And I went into I did a lot of, I worked very spiritually, so I kind of called upon the spirits to come and help me create. I thought about artists that I really liked. I wrote the artist down on a piece of paper, and I kind of thought about their style of artwork, and
that's what you used as inspiration.
I used it as inspiration, but also I put music on, and I kind of had a bit of a dance, and kind of I just said, I need help, so come and help me create.
That's original. I've never heard that before.
I think a lot of artists open up. I think a lot of artists open up that.
Yeah. I guess they all have their own methods.
Yeah.
Of how to open up to. So that's what we're coming to now. How do you prepare yourself mentally, physically to paint, to get yourself in that state? Because you're not always creative. Sometimes it's just not there. So is there any particular method that you use to get you mentally prepared, physically prepared to paint and create? Or does it just come when it comes?
Well, it kind of, I think it builds up really, because with that process and calling in, for help,
right.
I did some works that were really intense, and I got into actually Hindu culture at the time.
Okay.
And so I was looking at all the Hindu deities and kind of looking at this. I don't know why I got into that. Well, I do actually, because my spiritual practice at the time.
Hindu deities?
Yeah, so I was kind of Ganesh and all these kind of
right, yeah.
Gods and so on. And so I was looking at that, And I was really getting into it, you know, and getting really, and I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna do. And then I just did a really quick painting, which was of a couple dancing, and they had afros. And I was looking at the time at a book called Appearances, and it was fashion images
Right.
of the 20s to the 60s, I think it was. And so it was very kind of, it had a kind of fashion style to the, it was just black and white.
Right.
And I put, they were the two characters, I decided to put afros on their head. And so that was more in line with my culture and my heritage. And so when I did the exhibition, no one paid any attention to the you know, the work that I'd really concentrated on.
It was just the two characters.
It was just these, that sold it straight away. I sold it to a couple of friends of mine.
Wow.
And they loved it and bought it, and like everyone that came to the show was saying, "Oh, well, we really like that." And I said, "Well, it's sold." So that kind of led me to do similar work of the same style, which were black and white imagery with, you know, afro hairstyles. But
is that the majority of your stuff now, or
no? It's changed since then. Yeah.
Changed again.
But it kind of put my direction more into my own heritage and my own culture.
Right.
It's almost like the universe went, hang on, love. I mean, I'm not being funny. We love Indian culture, but you need to be coming in line with your own
Caribbean culture.
Yeah. So I did that, and then again it progressed from there. So kind of it's changed a lot since then.
So for your relaxation and maintenance of your well-being, holidays, whatever, what do you do for your relaxation? Because obviously when you're creating it is quite draining. And, you know, to put yourself in that Zen-like space, what do you do? If anything at all.
Yeah, well,
you might not do anything at all.
Yeah. Just go to sleep, go to
Just
bed.
go to sleep.
I'll go to bed. Now I meditate.
Okay.
Walk in the parks.
And clear the head.
Exercise, clear the mind. But I like my artwork is very stimulating. It is fulfilling, you know what I mean?
Right.
So sometimes that is like my meditation, is to do the artwork. That's like my therapy.
Both ways. It is very therapeutic when you're creative.
Yeah, it is.
You just want to do more and more and more and more, but it can also take you to that place of exhaustion because you're enjoying it so much.
Yes.
You actually don't realize how much you're exerting yourself to do it.
Yeah.
And then you realize, actually, I've been standing here doing this for 14 hours.
I need to stop.
You know, so.
But I mean, it's, I guess, like with anything, you just balance it out, don't you? You do whatever it is you're doing, and then you make sure that you have company with your friends and family.
Yeah.
And make sure that you, spend time alone, just reflecting. For me, that's what I need to do.
Exactly. Relaxation can come in many ways. As you say, you can just go and lay in a darkened room and relax and just be still and quiet.
Have a
with
sleep.
No introductions. But sometimes you're not even sleeping, you're just clearing your head and, you know. So you were just telling me something very interesting about the further education you're going in to do now.
Oh, yeah.
And when do you start that?
Well, no, I've applied.
You've applied?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's not definite?
No, it's not definite.
Oh.
So I find out, I don't know when I find out. I think probably they might start informing people around about January, February. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It might be even later.
Right. So it's really with the site to doing it next year, starting September.
It's September 2017, yeah.
And what is the subject?
It's Black Studies.
Which entails, this is very interesting. This is a very interesting topic here.
Yeah, so it concentrates on the African diaspora, and it's the first of its kind in the UK.
The first of its kind?
The first of its kind, as an undergraduate degree.
Right, okay.
It comes under social science. And it's at the Birmingham City University. But I reckon that once this one rolls out, it will expand to
will
other universities.
domino effect to
I think
others.
so. I think so. Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I'm sure there's a demand for it, and no one's doing it.
No. Well, this would be.
And if it's the only place doing it, suppose somebody in Scotland wants to do that, it's the only place in the country, they're going to have to relocate. So I'm sure at some point there will be more of a demand for it.
Yeah. I guess so. So, yes.
So tell me, what is the one thing, you can only choose one, one thing only that brings you joy?
I can only say one thing.
You can only choose one that takes you to the highest high, that's the most fulfilling, that's the most joyful, and makes you...
Why? That's such a... Ooh.
I know, that's why I'm asking.
Well, I'm going to have to say my daughter.
Most people say that.
Yeah, my daughter. Yeah. It has to be.
And how old is she?
She's 19.
And what's she doing?
She's just got herself a new job. She's going to work in. It's going to be working in the theatre.
All right, another creative then.
Yeah. That's where I met her dad, working in the theatre.
Oh well, it's in her blood.
So she's going to go and work there. She's doing crew work at the Palladium.
Right.
Yeah.
So is there a website or anything that we can put on air with your work that people can see it?
Yeah.
I think you'd better say it because I'm going to get tongue-tied.
Yeah.
So
it's not difficult. It's not difficult. It's just my name. So it's Joyce Treasure. .co.uk. So that's quite easy.
Could you repeat it?
Joyce Treasure.co.uk.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you to my lovely guest, Joyce Treasure, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope you'll come back again with some artwork next time.
Yes.
So that we can actually see.
Yes, that would be a good idea, wouldn't it?
Wonderful pieces.
Yeah.
I know she's a busy lady. She's so rushed and so.